The contract was still warm in my hands when she shoved me. $10 million. Years of work condensed into a signature and a promise of security. I wanted to see her face when I told her. Instead, I saw the stairs rushing up at me. Bone met wood. A snap. A silence. Then nothing. When I woke, hospital lights glared above me, antiseptic burning my nose, and my daughter's face hovered over mine. "You deserved it," she whispered. The words bled into me like poison. Her voice was steady, rehearsed, not the slip of a child, but a sentence carved by someone else's hand. And I understood. This was not an accident. This was a decision. The days blurred, morphine weaving strange dreams into the hours. But the reality stayed sharp. They visited me, my wife, my daughter, my son. They stood at the foot of the bed like mourners at a wake, but the smiles betrayed them. Smiles at my weakness, smiles at my fall. The mocking began quietly, a joke about how clumsy I was, a whisper about money changing people. Then bolder, laughter when I struggled to lift water to my lips, smirks when my hand trembled signing discharge papers. Family. My family. But the true wound wasn't physical. It was the realization that they had waited for this moment, plotted it, and all of them had a part in it. The staircase hadn't been my undoing. They had been. I didn't rage. I didn't confront. Instead, I watched. My wife's phone lit up with late-night messages. Not friends, someone else. Always deleted by morning. My daughter repeated words too perfectly, echoes of conversations she should never have heard. My son avoided my eyes, but he pocketed my keys when he thought I wasn't looking. They thought I was broken. They thought I was slow, drugged, dulled. But my mind was sharper than ever, and I began to piece it together. Bank records told me what words could not. Transfers, hidden accounts, withdrawals that matched the rhythm of her absences. Phone records showed the calls. Every breadcrumb led me deeper, and I followed them with surgical patience. 10 million had not been my victory. It had been their trigger. They wanted it without me, and they had almost succeeded. The truth arrived one morning in a thin envelope. Private investigators' report. Photographs, dates, hotel rooms. My wife, her lover. My children smiling beside him in places I had never been invited. A second family. A second life. One where I was already erased. That night I called them to my hospital room. I handed her the envelope. No words. She opened it and color drained from her face. The children leaned closer, confusion sharpening into horror. My son spoke first. "Dad?" But I stayed silent. My wife dropped the papers. Her breath quickened. Her hands shook. She looked at me, searching for anger. There was none. Only stillness. And that terrified her more. They returned days later, the whole family, whispering in the hallway before entering. Faces rehearsed, apologies ready. But I wasn't alone. The man who stood beside me wore a suit darker than midnight. My attorney. The new executor of my estate. Every asset, every account, every cent of that contract had already shifted out of their reach. When they walked in and saw him, my wife screamed. Because she knew. Before I spoke, before I explained, she knew. "You thought you'd buried me," I said softly. "You forgot I can bury you deeper." The silence afterward was thick enough to choke them. They left in pieces that night, shattered, silent. The house would no longer be theirs. The money would never touch their hands. Their betrayal had birthed only their own exile. And I felt nothing. Not grief, not rage, not pity. Only the cold, clear understanding that I had been free the moment I hit the bottom of those stairs. The fall hadn't broken me. It had stripped them away. And in that emptiness, I found something sharper than love, stronger than blood. Independence. So when the nurse asked if I wanted visitors tomorrow, I answered with the only truth left. I have no family.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.